Welcome back to another snowy Gorbies garage. Okay, since we last spoke, my Best of Pinball order arrived from Germany, which was a great little service. So I've got some new bits to show you. I'll just show you what I've done on my metal polishing and the tumbling and stuff. And yeah, we'll press on. Rightio, certainly not going to be on the old bike for a few days. That is for sure. Okay, so I put an order in last week only with the best of Pinball in Germany. It's been a while since I ordered from them. They've got some good Gottlieb spares which aren't available in the UK, and it's a lot cheaper to order there than from America. So I managed to get myself, move that off there, a nice manual, which is very handy because it's got some very handy information in there, like the little table there that shows you what all the resistance should be on all the coils, so I could test those. Crikey, it's like a blizzard. Yeah, might have to batten down the hatches. 2 seconds, I'm just going to shut the garage door. It's like Hoth. Right, we're back. Hopefully Luke and Han will be alright till the morning when we can send out a search party. Right, that's the geek comment out of the way. So yeah, I've got myself a manual which has got some really handy stuff in there. It's now covered in snow because it all just blew in. So Best of Pinball had some handy stuff that you can't really get here very easily. And it obviously saves the expense of importing from the States. So I managed to get, Jesus, everything's covered in snow. A System 80A power supply board. The one in it might well be fine and working and probably easily rebuilt, but for a nice sort of good regulated voltage for those fragile old System 80 boards, I thought, sod it, I'll just buy that. It was €58, and that is by a company called Pandora Box. I have no idea about them. I mean, I'm sure you'll tell me if they're a load of shit, but I thought while I'm ordering, I'll get one. So I got myself a whole set of drop targets, which is, I didn't think I'd get, and they were €59, I think. So they're not cheap by any stretch, but I was missing a couple, and I'm guessing they're pretty old and brittle, and it's nice to just have a spare bank on hand should they start to snap. So you just never know when they're going to run out of stock, those sort of things. Okay, I got myself a set of flipper caps, the nice bright shiny white ones to replace the yellowed ones there. Again, I also got that little tool there, which is a PAL nut remover, so that's to assist with the removal of those metal posts there. Again, it's only like £4, but can't get one here, or not that I know of. I've got a little leaf switch adjuster tool which I've always fancied getting but never got around to. A new spring for me plunger barrel, and a little key ring there for me coin lock key. What else in my box? A fuse kit. So that's a bespoke fuse kit for Rocky. So I'm going to replace every single fuse in the game, good or bad, with a nice new one. That was €10, so I think that was worth having. And finally, a ring kit, which includes a plunger tip and the flippers, but not the post sleeves. Not that I do think this has got any post sleeves, so that would explain it. Really impressed with that actually. It's not rubber. It's like it's a white silicone. So they're a real nice, bright white, and they should last forever. And the flipper rubbers as well, they're silicone. So I was really happy with my Best of Pinball order. weren't cheap, mind you. So for all of that was €190, including shipping. Don't ask me how, but I managed to avoid any import fees or additional VAT charges. So it was delivered, and so far I haven't had to pay anything. So I'll take that. So yeah, the cost soon sort of mounts up. So I'm 50 quid in the hole for the machine, 190 quid, or thereabouts, in the hole for that little lot. I've got a coin door in the post that should be here tomorrow, and that was posted. That was 65 quid. I've managed to get myself the back glass trim and a set of legs. That was another 85 quid. So, you know, the costs are mounting up, shall we say? But I'm still in a good place with it. Right, I'm just going to lift the playfield. I'll just show you what I've done around polishing. Again, it's not very good polishing. It's just improving on what was there. The lockdown bar, as you can see, is a lot better. It had a horrible, you can still just about see it there, but it had like a black corrosion sort of mark there. So that's improved on that a hell of a lot. I'm pleased with how that's come up. The shooter rod and plate, I hit that with the drill, and you can see that's pitted to hell. But I've basically just wire brushed it, had it in the tumbler for a few days, and that is perfectly acceptable in my eyes compared to what it was like. So yeah, that's that. Be right back. Okay, so the lock bar receiver's back on, and if you remember, that was very disgusting. That's much better. You can still see the pitting, and I think if I'd have sanded that back, because it's so deep, if I'd have sanded that back to smooth, that would be a very thin piece of metal after that, and you sort of run the risk of warping it when you polish it. So that's an improvement. I'll take that. The rest of the shooter rod assembly, that was all polished and put back in, and I just wire brushed out on the drill just to get the rust off the lockdown receiver, and that will do for that for me. So I'm basically doing a bit, and then I'm just putting it back on for now so I can keep track of everything. So my next job is I'm going to take the tilt mechanism off all of these brackets here. Just going to take all those off and throw those in the tumbler for a few days. I've gone on the tumbler, I've gone from corn cob media, which I normally use, to crushed walnut, and I've got to say I much prefer the walnut. It's a lot better, got faster acting than that corn cob, but I much prefer it. The bell as well, I'll polish that up and get that in the tumbler. So obviously the head's been removed, so all those plugs down there for the head, and then they all come out of this transformer block here. I've disconnected all of those. I'll disconnect everything, and here is my plan, if you agree. My plan, I've sent the pictures of the transformers to a guy in the know, and he says they look okay, albeit they're very rusty, but he said they don't look like they've had it. So I'm assuming that they're all going to be okay. So I'm going to change this orange cap for a new fresh one, and you've got the 3 bridge rectifiers there. You've got 6 volt, 12 volt and 24 volt. So and then basically they're the only voltages that are being rectified that are going up to the power supply board. So my plan, if you're in agreement, is to replace that cap, replace all of these fuses, clean all the fuse holders up, replace the fuses, and then turn the machine on with everything disconnected as it is there. and see where if anything blows up. If that looks good and no smoke and we're good, I'm gonna test the voltages going in and coming out of each of those bridges to make sure we've got the correct voltage coming out. And then my logic says if we've got good voltage coming out of those bridges, they're good, and I'll feel more comfortable connecting everything back up to the back box, knowing that the voltages going into the power supply board are correct, and we're not going to fry a new board and potentially fry any repaired boards that I put back in there. So that's my plan. That's the kind of next step really, but I just want to wait. Just going to give it probably to the spring, to be honest, for it to warm up in here, because it's like 0 degrees in this garage. It has been for about a month at least, maybe 2. So I'm going to just let it get a bit warmer in here, consistently over 10 degrees for a couple of weeks, just to dry everything out, and then do that. But I've got plenty of polishing to keep me busy in the meantime. So yeah, that is the state of play at the moment. It's all just a case of cleaning and polishing. And these coils here, all of those coils, I intend to check against the chart on there with the resistance, make sure that they're all in spec, to save any components on my newly repaired boards getting immediately fried by a shorted coil. So that's where we're at. I'll speak to you later. Just one more quick little thing before I sign off for the winter. Mail day today even, and my coin doors arrived. So I've never seen one of these, but they are some serious engineering. They weigh a ton, absolute ton, and there's some serious gubbins on the back there. So compared to the old sort of single slot or 3 slots that I'm used to on the Williams, that is a work of art. Again, the eagle-eyed among you will notice that that is from a System 1 Gottlieb, so the slightly earlier coin door, because it should have that what they call the waffle pattern, which is the same as the side rails, which is that kind of waffle pattern, I guess. So it's not 100%, but it's much better than that black one that was there. It's got a fair amount of cleaning up to do on it, which I'm going to get stuck into now. And yeah, I'll show you how it comes out, but I'm really pleased to have that. That's cool. It's also got all of the harness on the back for the credit, the start button, and the credit switches. So I've just got to try and figure out how to somehow splice those into my existing loom, or hopefully that connector is the same, although I doubt it. So I've got some head scratching to do around that one, but yeah, pleased with that.